Definition number index. Number index is one of the most commonly used statistical techniques in the field of economic statistics. Number index are usually used to combine large amounts of data about a particular variable into a single number. The variables are then usually allowed to vary in either the spatial or temporal dimension. Index figures are used to create many of the economic statistics we see quoted in the news on a regular basis. Often used to measure change in price or economic activity compared to some previous period. According to Dr. Winardi, the index number is a mathematical numerical tool used to express the price level, trading volume, and so on in certain period. Compared to the price level, trading volume of a base period, whose value is expressed by 100.
Hello, my name is Gian of Wirawan, number 7234. Symbol price index. A relative symbol price index is an index that consists of only one bit of good for both the production index and the price index. Source of the fish product index, the rice price index, relative symbol index. Relative symbol index is a dividend window for this is first relative simple index figure, second relative quality simple index number, third simple index quality figure average price, fourth simple index number average quality relative average. Relative symbol this index is an that consists of only one thing for both production and price index and compares a relative price of goods and service is the current year with the best year. With your give weight down the importance of goods and service. Simple relative quality index number are usually for the performance of the quality of goods or service with the pressure of the best period. The relative quality simple quality index number is calculated with giving weight to a commodity. A simple average price index shows the development of the price value of the item and service in a period with the best period or year. The simple index number of the relative average quality shows the development of the quality value of the item and service in a period with the best period or year.
The formula and calculation of the price index is relatively simple. First, relatively simple price index figures. LTO equal PT divided by PO multiplied by 100%. Secondly, simple index number relative quantity. LTO equal QT divided by QO multiplied by 100%. Third, simple index numbers average price. IRH equal sum PT divided by sum PO multiplied by 100% divided by N. Fourth, simple index number average quantity. IRH equal sum QT divided by sum QO multiplied by 100% divided by N.
Aggregative price index. Index number that serves to compare the total price of goods and services in a certain period with the base period.
Aggregative price index formula and calculation. There are two types of method for calculating the aggregate price index. The first one is unweighted aggregate price index. Index number that serve to compare the total price of good and service in a certain period with the base period. The index number in this method is calculated using a simple aggregative method and include an index of price, value, and quantity. The second method for calculating the aggregate price index is weighted aggregate price index. There are three different methods for calculating a weighted price index. The first one is last payers methods, PSG methods, and Marshall-Edwards. The last payers method applies the number of goods in the base year as weight against a price, a weighted price index with the quantity of goods in the base year. The PSG method uses a quantity amount of goods in the current year or the year that is used as scale against the price. The last one is Marshall-Edwards. It's done by adding up or combining the number of base year with the number of current year.
Next is base year calculation. Base year refers to the first year that is used as the basis for calculation or comparison. There are no specific criteria where we should choose a particular year as the basis for calculation or comparison. It all depends on the context of the calculation or comparison that we do. The base period should not to be far apart from the given period, because if it's too far away, it will be less representative. For example, calculating the 2002 index with the 1980 is 100, that it turns out that the goods in the 1980 are much different from the year 2002. Try a maximum of 10 years or better less than 5 years. You can also choose historical period or important event as the basic period for calculating the index. For example, during a change of leadership, choose a time when data is available for reading purpose.
Next, basic year change. Change in the base years were carried out the two events. Change in population consumption patterns were reflected by changing the structure of working commodities and services. Developing cities, centers of economic activities as a result of the regional autonomy system, and the tendency of change in trading centers.